Hey, everybody. Hope you're having a happy Monday. It's time for my Maintenance Monday post. If you joined me last week, excuse me as I'm just preparing to do my live video. How rude. If you joined me last week, I did a post about the 5-second rule with Mel Robbins. This little guy looks like he's holding my head. There. He'll just be behind my head. You were all with me last week as I did a post about the 5-second rule with Mel Robbins. Now, I got some really nice feedback from lots of people about that video, and I wanted to say thank you so much. I spent some time and I was really passionate about that subject, and it helped me prepare for this week's video as well. Now, the baby is sleeping, and she has been for a while, so I'm going to try to get this done before she wakes up. But I will say that I wasn't in the mood to do this video. So I'm getting myself prepared. And I did the 5-second rule to make myself do this live video because I had committed to it. And that's okay. I'll be happy I did it later once it's done. If you're here with me, give me a hi, hey, hello, and let me know who you are and any questions that you have about this. Today, I'm going to talk about a subject that I've known about for a while and I find very, very interesting, and that I've used to help me in my daily life. For those that are curious, I just had a Nation Nitro, helps with cognitive support, and I just did the peppermint smell. In addition to peppermint, I have pine. Kind of almost look like the same oil, but it's not. And I already feel that helping me wake up. So, automatic negative thoughts, conveniently abbreviated ants. Do you have ants in your brain, and do you know what that means? Can you identify them? Do you know what to do about them? Can you smash the ants in your brain? So I came up with a little system to make sure that my Maintenance Monday posts were beneficial for people that are watching, for those who are tuning in. Let me know what you like about these videos. Let me know what I can do better. Always trying to just check and make sure I'm going live in the right place. If you have anybody that you think would benefit from this information, please feel free to share. You don't even have to ask, just go ahead and share it. I'm also trying to download my Facebook Live videos. My phone's not working, I can't bring it up, so I can't see comments. Oh, there it is. Okay, I will be able to see comments now that I'm up. So, sorry guys, this is driving me nuts. Bye. And I forget where I left off, but that's okay. Oh, so I came up with a system of 3 questions to help me make sure that I stay on track and I'm answering and saying the things that I want to say. So with each topic that I aim to discuss and share with you, because I think it's just so interesting, I could probably talk for hours about every topic that I actually bring up. Okay, the first question is, why is this important and what's cool about it? AKA, why is it worth talking about? So, you may have seen in the post that I wrote, automatic negative thoughts are usually about yourself, but they can also be about other people. And there are several examples like, I don't feel like getting out of bed. I don't want to go to work. I'm miserable. I'm ugly. I'm sad. I'm lonely. I'm stupid. I don't like this. The world is scary. They should appreciate me. They should do this. They should do that. They should anything. Fill in the blank. That person is a jerk. You know, it's amazing how fast negative thoughts can come into your head. They don't even seem to stay there before you jump onto the next negative thing, and it's crazy. So I was doing a little bit of research on YouTube about this, just to see what's out there video-wise, and a lot of TED Talks came up. I shared one in a couple quotes in the bottom of the comments. So I'm also going to post at the end of this video, I'm going to post some links to different TED videos. Next week, I'm going to talk about changing your brain and how that can change your life. A little bit about way cooler than it sounds, but the concept of neuroplasticity. Okay, so thoughts are not facts. Don't feed the ants, and the TED Talks on YouTube. So I'm going to put those in the comments right now. Okay. All right. So if you're here watching, let me know who you are, and we're going to go over the questions. Okay. So why is this important? What's cool about it? So if you're aware of your automatic thought patterns, you can begin to identify why you're feeling certain ways, why you believe certain things, and you may be able to identify things that are limiting you in your daily life just based off of your thoughts. These ideas, which most of the time are not even true, they can be holding you back in many areas of your life. So there's a lot of information out there about automatic negative thoughts, and I highly encourage you to look it up. But there's a couple things in particular that I want to speak of, and that's how you get rid of them. And the research is that it takes a lot more effort to get rid of negative thoughts and to replace them with positive ones. It's just hard. Your mind tends to go towards the negative, stay in the negative, stick to the negative, and get stuck in there. So for the longest time, when people were talking about gratitude and affirmations and self-help, things like that, I always thought that it was a bunch of baloney. Until you really start to give it a chance and practice, you can start to change your thoughts. If you change your thoughts, then you can change your behavior. Thoughts, feelings, behavior. A psychologist showed me that one time, and I never knew how that they were so interconnected. You think something, therefore you feel something. Because you're feeling a certain way, then you behave a certain way. And to look at that triangle is interesting to me because you're having a feeling or a thought, and that makes you either want to or not want to do something. And I think that plays back to last week about how Mel Robbins says that you can change your life with every five seconds at a time with every decision. So no matter if you feel like doing something or not, you start training your brain to, after 5 seconds, doing it, regardless of how you're feeling or what you're thinking, just doing it, because the brain is biased towards action. I think that that's very, very interesting. And in fact, that's what led me to be able to do this video today. And like I said, the reason I'm doing this is because I have so much to share, and I'm a yellow, and I really like helping people. So for one person to watch this video and take away one thing from it and then practice that in their everyday life, or even change the way that they think, which we know can change the way they feel and the way that they behave. Social psychology is really, 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 really interesting to me. And I think a lot of these things play into mental health and mental health issues. So very interesting. How has this helped me? Okay, so when I'm in a particularly crummy mood, I have all these thoughts and racing around my brain, and with these thoughts come feelings, usually bad feelings. I can write down all of the thoughts on paper. I've always found journaling to be very helpful my whole life, and I think that's probably why that's a recommendation. Hey, Julie. That's probably why journaling is a recommendation by a lot of people that say, write your thoughts and things down on paper. So when I do that, I see that many times these automatic negative thoughts have a theme, or they're pointing towards an underlying problem or a feeling. So sometimes just identifying them helps me get over them and stop thinking about them. It's almost like getting them down on paper or through words and conversation, like talking about it, somehow removes its powerful grasp on my brain, and then I can just go on with my day. So I think it's really important to start challenging, first of all, identifying thoughts and then 2, challenging them. And I'll tell you about one method to do that. So how will this help others? How do I think this is going to help other people? I've seen thought patterns in peers and even children that I've worked with in occupational therapy. So I think that limiting beliefs are a very slippery slope that can really shape your thoughts, feelings, and actions. And once you start to understand, like I've said, those are all interconnected, a feeling and a thought and a feeling and a behavior, and how those all play into each other. I think at their worst, automatic negative thoughts, I believe that they can contribute to low self-esteem and isolation. And I believe by bringing them to awareness is the first step that you can do for challenging them. And challenging them in turn can help you solve your problems. Can't solve them if you don't know what they are. And a lot of times it's easy once you question them. It's easy to solve those problems because you realize that they were never true to begin with. So I think that this is a powerful tool for identifying real problems and discussing what you want to change in your life, and then actually working towards it to become a happier, healthier person, to be your best self. And that's what it's all about. So if you find this interesting, I have linked I think it's like a 10-minute, less than 10-minute video on TED Talks by a psychologist, and she was very nice. Her TED Talk was on getting stuck in the negative and the research that they've done with it, and talking about getting unstuck. And she says, it seems like one mean comment from a person can stick, or one mean comment by anyone can stick with a person for a day, a week, or even longer, in my opinion. And she had a really interesting quote at the end of her TED Talk. She said, "Our minds may be built to look for negative information and to hold on to it, but we can also retrain our minds if we put some effort into it. And that cup may be a little bit more full than we initially thought." By Alison Ledgerwood. She's the one who does the TED Talks. So I've in the past shared a book and a concept and an idea by Byron Katie. And she has a book called The Work and the 4 Questions. And this to me was very fascinating because she calls the concept inquiry. And this can be used to solve pretty much any problem in your life. She takes your automatic negative thoughts and your problems and has you write it all down on paper, and then she says, do the work. And the work is asking these 4 questions. Is it true? Can you absolutely know that it's true? How do you react? What happens when you think that thought? And who would you be without that thought? Now, it seems very simple, but when you start to watch her videos and her practice this over and over and over with people, it's amazing to see how many limiting beliefs they have and how many gross over-exaggerations and assumptions they've made and how that's affecting their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. So I highly recommend that book, her YouTube channel. Check it out. It's Byron Katie. And if you have any automatic negative thoughts and you need help with them, write them all down. Start challenging them. Start seeing how those make you feel. And in my opinion, I think that that's very much, my dog is down here. Vega, do you want to be famous? You want to be on camera? I very much think that that is where, this is Vega. She wants out of the room. If you start identifying your automatic negative thoughts, I think taking the exact opposite of that, going 180 and doing the positive of it, is the best way to create your own personalized affirmations that are going to help you retrain your brain with constant positive reinforcement over and over and over. And that's exactly what they're having you do with verbal positive affirmations. You say it and it feels very uncomfortable because you don't believe it. But the thing that was negative that you believed was never true to begin with, but somehow you have said it to yourself a million times. And it's almost like you have to say the opposite of it a million times 2, 2 million times, or 3 million, or 4 million, to almost undo the negative, the damage that you've already done in your thought patterns, the lies that you told yourself. I don't know where they are. So that's it. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Did you find this to be helpful? What automatic negative thoughts are holding you back every day? Have you challenged them? Have you even known that they were a thing to challenge? Have you ever read any books on this topic? Please share them with me. Share them in the comments. Send me a private message. I'd love to hear more about how this helped you. Share it with anybody that you know. Oh, I almost forgot the other big thing. Sorry. Gratitude. That's why gratitude is really important. Alison Ledgerwood in the TED Talks video speaks very briefly about how they have research about how gratitude helps you get over a lot of these negative thoughts, because you really start, and that makes sense to me, because you start practice seeing things in a positive frame of reference, in a positive mind. And I think that that's a very powerful place to be. And in turn, I think that helps you be a very positive influence in your own life as well as in everybody else's life. So again, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear what you have to say. You can always comment on this in my Willie OT group. Shoot me a message if you see this on YouTube. Like my channel. Join me next Monday. I'm going to talk about how, if you change your brain, you have the opportunity to change your life. That's my Maintenance Monday. You're worth it. You deserve to be happy. Don't forget to say yes to you, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks.